Two teams trending in opposite directions. One trying to find their first win in 6 games, and on the other end of the ice, the other team still undefeated through 60 minutes of play this season here on High Button Sports. My name's Dayton Camo, welcoming you inside the Q-Plex from Quispamsis, New Brunswick, for a Saturday night U16 AAA matchup in the High Button Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League between the Cape Breton Jets and the St. John Vitos. Starting in net for the Jets, number 35, Calix Ternitis. And for the Vitos, Riva Luca. And we're underway here at the Q-Plex. That draw one down into the Jets' end. Pemberton sends one along the wall. It's kept in at the line by Godin, but this one gets past him. Now it's Guthrow on a 2-on-1, but that one's just offside at the line. And we'll get a quick whistle here, 14 seconds into this one. Folks, you might have to break out the double monitor setup tonight as the World Series is on as well in about 10 minutes. But we thank you for tuning in to High Button Sports in the meantime. And hopefully you'll stay tuned into us as this one gets sent back down the wall. Godin takes a shot blocker away by Ternitis into the corner. Now this one's down into Vito's end. This one gets sent in front, but it's off a stick into the corner. Now Livingstone's on it, the captain. He's got it behind the net. Tries to chip it up the wall, and that one gets put back in the Vito's end. Cutler was on that one, but now it's sent behind the net. McKinnon backhands one over. And now it's picked up at the line by Cutler. Driving wide, stops up, looks for Cooling in the middle, scores! Cason Cooling picks up the pass from the half wall, sends it home, and the Vitos have the early lead. Dag working in on the draw for the Vitos. He wins it back. This one's sent back in. Luca tried to stop it there for his defenseman, and now it's back up the wall. Arbo plays that one to the point, not out, sent back in by Francis. Now it's back out front, a shot saved by Riva. Now back into the corner, Arbo sends it up the wall. Out to the point, it's picked up by the Jets, and now chance for Bellier. Away, he fans on this one, now it's into the corner. Chance out front, this one is bobbled. And Dag picks it up, back to the point to Shanks. His shot goes through, saved by Ternitis. Face-off coming to the left of Ternitis. 17:52 to go here in the opening frame. It's up the wall into center, but this one's turned away. Greeley's on it. He sends it back into the corner. Pass sent out front. This one's into the skates. A loose puck in front, shoveled on, saved by Ternitis. And this one finds the back of the net. We'll wait to see who leads the flyby on this one. And it looks to be Sam Whitaker jamming home the second goal of the game for the Vitos side of the net, and we'll get right back at it for the face-off. Back to LeBlanc, over to Pemberton. He sends this one up. It'll be wide and go for the icing. We'll get a face-off back down in the Jets' end. Face off one by the Vitos. Back to Cormier at the point. Cormier's shot on, and that one turned aside by Tornitis. We're going to face off to the left of him now. Back to the right. Francis will come in to take the draw. Biggest player out here on the ice for by a mile. Now he'll get kicked out. Face off one by the Jets. Pemberton plays it back around. Up the wall. Pass the stick of Francis, and McQuaid plays it back in. Ahern giving chase down there for the Vitos. Throws Pemberton around in the corner down there. Back to the point to McQuaid. McQuaid, his shot just goes wide of the net. Cormier keeps it in. A Pearson shot. That one's on, and it's gloved up by Tornitis. 16:50 to go here in the first frame. Shot 7-2 in favor of the Vitos. Face off one around the wall. The Jets looking to clear it out. Morrison has it on the half wall. Now this one skips past Godin. Godin, McKinnon back there for it. Max and McKinnon up the half wall. This one gets sent back around. Ahern can't get this one out. It's back to Denison Godin. Godin across ice. Saw Francis coming in there. Might have got a little too trigger happy on that one. Sent it away too early. Now it's back to Francis. Up through the middle of the ice. This one's tipped by Ahern, and now away goes Cutler driving in. Alex Cutler gets taken down. This one goes out front, and now it's turned aside off the glass and back out to neutral ice. Godin. Here's the bench is calling. A quick up to Cutler. Cutler pokes it in. Penny plays it around the wall. It's up and kept in at the line. And now this one's going to get scooped up by the Jets. But 3 back for the Vitos. Now a chance to poke it over. This one's taken away as Arbo gets back. Cutler now back up the wall. A chance to go away for the Vitos. It's Livingstone in. He's getting tangled up on his way to the net. There's going to be a call on the play as Tornitis finally touches up. There's going to be a hold on that one. Trip Livingstone in all the way. But he was held up by a hold, so the Vitos off to the power play, already up 2-0. We know how dangerous this Vitos power play can be. Their top line back out in the ice. Livingstone, Cormier, Cooling, McKinnon, and Cutler. Parker Lee in the box. 2 minutes for the hold, and we're back to play as McKinnon picks it up at neutral ice. He's going to go for it. Gets that puck taken away from him. Max McKinnon sits third in scoring leaders in this U16 AAA league through 2010 born players. So look for that name to show up at this year's Q draft in Halifax. Max McKinnon, mark it down. McKinnon at the point. Sends one to the slot to Livingstone to Cooling, scores! Tic-tac-toe. McKinnon, Livingstone to Cooling. And it's 3-0 Vitos. And that's a quick end of the night for Calix Tornitis. You can't blame him on any of those 9 shots this early. Daniel Lavat will come in to take over the Jets net. Now this one's up the middle, sent back down in. Arbo has it down in the corner. Takes it back up the wall. Now that loose puck goes back around to Pemberton. But now it's a chance for Bellier. Luc Bellier trying to break in, split the D, but a good defensive play there. Takes that one away. Now Dag working his way around the top of the zone, looking for an option. And now this one's going to scoot out of the zone. And Dag will have to come back, throws it back up the wall. Now Grayson Shanks putting on the moves at center ice, sends it to Bellier, who sends it in. Now Lovat sends it back around. And the Jets will start their breakout pass out through center ice. Going to hit no one, and that'll go for an icing. If you're just tuning into this one, 3-0 for the St. John Vitos over the Cape Breton Jets. The Vitos chased Calix Tornitis out of the crease, and Daniel Lovat in for the Jets as Cormier sends one down, tried to hit Sutter McQuaid. Now back out to Cormier, high slot across to McQuaid. McQuaid's shot. That's saved by Lovat. He'll hold on. 13-15 left to go here in the opening frame. Face off down to the left of Lovat is won by the Vitos. Sent back around the wall, and now Smith McNeil picks it up for the Jets. He's going to chip one out to the line, kicked in by McQuaid. Now the Vitos still in possession, and the Jets will finally come away with it. Out to the line, it gets poked to center ice. Now the Vitos one more time. This one tried to get shoved to the front of the net. It's turned aside by Lovat. Now it's back below the net. The Jets unable to get some good wood on it here and get things out. Now Greeley back on it, down low. In the corner. Greeley's getting pinned down there by two Jets. Now it's back out to open ice. Ahern tried to get that one free, and now a chance away for the Jets. Down low. Whitaker comes in there and finishes his check. Now it's back to Noah Cormier. Up the wall. This one's flipped to center ice, and now Whitaker, he's got it. He skates in over the puck. And that'll be offside. It's Pemberton. Up to Smith McNeil. He almost had that one through the skates of Godin, but that one chipped off the blade, and now Whitaker going to center ice, has that taken away from him. Pemberton sends that one back, and now it's down deep into the Vito's end. It'll be an icing one more time, and we'll go back down into the Jet zone. Once again, 11-2 the shots on net so far in favor of the Vitos. Face-off one by the Jets. Slammed back around the wall. Francis tried to chip that one out. He couldn't get past the line. Now it's out. And the Jets have three ahead. Morrison tried to find Francis floating in. Now this one's dumped down deep. Francis coming in there. Runs into McKinnon in the corner. McKinnon now gets his puck up to Talon Pearson. Now this one's taken away by the Vitos, a chance away, and McKinnon tries to send that one through the feet. It's back into the Vitos' end. And now Penny on it down low for the Jets. Sends one out front. That one scores! Morrison takes the feed out front from Penny, slides it through the 5-hole of Riva Luca, and the Jets are on the board. Just their third shot of the game registered up here on the scoreboard, but they've already got one, so it's good news for the Jets. This puck gets corralled up behind the Vito's goal, sent back towards the net. Shanks tries to send one to center. It's off the stick of Alex Cutler, and now it's back, flipped off the glass, picked up by Shanks again. Shanks had that taken away from him. Now it's a chance out front again for the Jets, but this one's taken away as Cooling flips it long and far for Livingstone, and Livingstone gives Levat a good snow shower and a tap on the back. Referee having a good chat down there with Jets goaltender Daniel Levat. Face off to the left of Levat. One ahead by the Vitos. Cooling tried to attack off the draw. Now Livingstone down low, flips it around his man. Got it behind the net, looking for a man out front. Livingstone still on it, finds Cooling. Cooling's quick shot was off, is skating into the corner. Now Cutler down there, he's putting the body on the Jets' defense. Now Livingstone knocks it back down in the corner. This one's going to be sent around. Shanks looked to be the first one there, but the Jets have it away. Glove saved by Riva Luca. So a glove save leads to a face-off to the left of Luca down here in the Vito's end. McQuaid throws it up the wall. This one goes cross ice. Finds Bellier. Down in the corner, that's Dag. Dag stops up. Tries to hit the man out front. McQuaid, slap shot blocked in front by Pemberton. And now chance away for the Jets again. This one's poked away by McQuaid. McQuaid in the corner. Help from Dag. This one swung back out in front of loose puck. Now it's finally picked up by Sutter McQuaid. McQuaid behind the net, up the half wall. Chipped high to center ice. Doesn't get out, but a high stick called. And that puck will come out of the zone, and we'll get a face-off at neutral ice. Pemberton sends one in. Luca comes out to stop it. Sent up the wall to Bellier. Bellier flips one to center ice. It's off a stick, and now Cormier has a chance. He pokes this one up into the skates of Douglas. Scores! Alexander Daigle off a little feed from Noah Cormier, and the Vitos extend their lead to 3. Face off, one ahead by the Vitos into the Jets end. We'll get an offside. 8:21 to go in the first period. Shots 12-4. We'll get a face-off right outside the Jets line. Greeley on the draw against Penny. Greeley wins it. Now Godin sends this one cross ice and chipped to neutral ice. A loose puck. And now Whitaker comes away with it. Whitaker tried to feed one back into the slot. Now Greeley down low. Picked up by Penny. Penny working up. Smith McNeil. That one goes to center and gets sent right back in. McNeil drops it. And he'll be first to it on the half wall. Smith McNeil chips it to the line. Doesn't get out, and now a chance away for the Vitos. Whitaker just mishandled that pass at center ice. Greeley's on it, but it's flipped high out to the line. McKinnon circling in, and he'll play that one in just from the right side of the red line. Levatt leaves it there, and the Jets will start their breakout. It's ripped around the wall to Smith McNeil. He sends that one to center ice. McKinnon skating back for it. McKinnon up the wall, and now it's chipped up. This gets past Stevens, and now picked back up by Penny. Penny sends it in, and now it's a regroup coming for the Vitos. Off the glass to center ice. This one will go all the way. Linesman screaming no. Now Stevens picks it up once more for the Jets to Smith McNeil. He gets bumped at the half wall. Ahern plays it to center ice. This one's taken away as Pemberton sends it up the ice. And now McKinnon swipes one over to Arbo. McKinnon back on it. He's got Francis coming in all over him. A backhander up the wall to Ahern. Ahern fed that to center, and now it's back to the Jet zone, taken away by Penny. Penny's got it, working in. He's going to try to make a move to Francis. They score! Penny tried the between the legs feed. It ended up on the stick of Francis, who makes a nice move past Riva Luca, and it's 4-2. Face off one back by the Vitos. It's Arbo up the wall. Livingstone chips out to center ice. Left there by Shanks. Cutler backhands it deep. Stevens on it. He's going to try and send it up the wall. Intercepted by Cutler. Now Cooling's there. Cutler tries to go back down to Cooling. His stick's tied up, and now it's a chance for the Jets to get it out. This one just gets past the line. Francis is there. He's going to chip that one, but can't get puck. Now that one comes out. We're going to face off outside of the zone. 5:37 left to go. If I was the Jets coaches, I'd like to be seeing guys like Francis and Stevens use the body out there a little bit more. Morrison as well. Got some big bodies out there on this Cape Breton side. Face off one by the Vitos. Back down in their own end. Grayson Shanks. Shanks leaves it for Arbo. Back up the wall, high out to center ice. Kicked in by Trip Livingstone. Now Livingstone's on it. He's going to watch that one roll back to center ice. Shanks makes a move. He's going to drive his way in. Grayson Shanks has that puck taken from him at the half wall, and now Arbo will regroup. Icing call called on the play, and now with a face-off back down inside the Jets' end. 5:04 to go. Back to the point to Cormier. Cormier tried to hit McQuaid going in. He's tried that twice tonight. Now Livingstone gets hauled to the ice. Cooling sends it back down low for Livingstone. He sends a high stick, and now Livingstone's going to get the call. Trip Livingstone gets bear hugged to the ice. Back up. And a high stick will send the Vito's captain to the penalty box for 2 or less. And the Cape Breton Jets will get their first chance here on the man advantage tonight. Down 4-2. Shots 12-5 in favor of the Vitos. So we'll see what the Jets can muster up here on this man advantage. Face off one back by the Jets. On the half wall, back to McDonald. McDonald at the point. Sends a shot through, saved by Riva Luca, and now on the half wall, the Jets pick it back up. Sent back down low. Penny. Tried to find Lee out front. Now it's Crawley. Goes back down low. This one's chipped behind the net. Greeley first on it. Now it's back to the half wall. Hudson Crawley. His shot off a shin pad. Now this one's out to the front of the net. It's cleared by Greeley. And now Ahern racing forward short-handed. He's going to take the net side of McDonald. As McDonald leaves it for Hudson Crawley. Crawley. Quick pass up to Penny, but Penny has that one go through his skates. Tried to poke one up the Lee, and that one's offside of the line as Lee was pushed in by Max McKinnon. So we're going to face off outside the Vito's end here. 3:51 to go. Pemberton across to LeBlanc. He'll walk in, dump one deep. Comes back up the wall for Pemberton, but jumps over his stick. Now the Vitos are away. This chance just gets broken up in front of the net, and now the Vitos back, or the Jets back on it. Drop for Pemberton. Pemberton up to LeBlanc. LeBlanc cross ice, misses a stick of Smith McNeil. Now it's back to LeBlanc. LeBlanc waits, sends it in. Two players shoving down there in the corner. It's back out to the point, skips over the stick, and now chance away for the Vitos, and now a penalty call coming on the play. Be a head contact penalty. It'll be 2 apiece. Never mind, as Max McKinnon skates away from the box, it will be the Jets, the only ones penalized, as the Vitos will now this face-off won by the Jets. It's Smith McNeil. Now an offside call at the line. Interested to see what those penalties were. You had Tripp Livingstone in the box. And now McKinnon skated over as if he did have a penalty. The ref told him no. Maybe some confusion on the ice as Cutler goes away for the Vitos. This one covered up by Levat in front, 2:39, and the safe play for Daniel Levat. So some 4-on-4 action for the last little bit of the first period. Alex Cutler on the draw against Penny, walking in for the Jets, one ahead for the Vitos. It's going to be sent back to the point. Arbo across to Shanks. Shanks had this one chip off his stick. It's kept alive by the Vitos, and now we'll send it back down low. Arbo's on it. Sent all the way around. And Grayson Shanks there to pick it up for the Vitos. So hold off Penny. And drop for Cutler. Cutler makes a move. And sends it in. Now it's picked up by LeBlanc. 4-on-4. LeBlanc's got speed up the middle. LeBlanc working in behind the net. Back to the point. Shot for McDonald goes back down into the corner. Back up the wall to Penny. Penny's got room to drive to the net. A backhander goes wide. Now Cooling on the half wall. Arbo. Pass for Shanks. Now Shanks takes his time. Through center ice. Grayson Shanks. Gets one at the half wall, and now it's below the net. Shanks and Cooling both down there. Shanks loses his stick, tries to eat up some time. Now Cooling working in, shot off the blocker, and now it's Dag working in down there with McDonald. He takes that one smoothly. Now it's back out to the point. This one scoots by the stick of Case and Cooling, and he'll accept that pass from the goaltender, Riva Luca. Now Cooling up the half wall, tried to break away, sends one back to the Cape Breton defense, and we'll get another penalty coming, a slashing call. So Simmons in the box for the slash. Vito's back to the power play with 48 to go. Their top unit back on the ice. We saw what they did earlier in this one. Cormier jams the puck along the wall. He's kicking it down there with his feet, tried to work it loose. Now Cormier behind the net. He's got time. Back to the wall to Livingstone. Livingstone to McKinnon. His shot goes through. This one's turned aside by Levat. And he'll cover up. Face-off coming to the right. Face-off won by the Jets. Pemberton on it down there in the corner. He gets that one stripped from him by Alex Cutler. Now it's back out to Livingstone. Livingstone's quick shot off the pad of Levat. Levat giving a slash in there to Cormier. Now it's Cutler. Back out top to Livingstone. Now Max McKinnon walks in. Saved by Levat. Five seconds left to go here in the first frame. Minute 18 left to go on the penalty to Simmons, so if no goal here, it'll trickle into that second period. A shot from Livingstone last second goes over the net. And that'll do it here for the first opening 20 minutes on High Button Sports. Now's your time to go tune into the World Series. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Make sure you stay back with us on High Button Sports.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple.
Second period of play from across the bay here on High Button Sports. Dayton Camo welcoming you back inside the Q-Plex from Quispamsis, New Brunswick. The St. John Vitos lead the Cape Breton Jets 4-2 after 20 minutes of play. Shots 18-6 on net in favor of the Vitos. The Vitos on the man advantage for a minute 13, while Simmons sits in the box for a hold. We're underway back for the second period. Trip Livingstone picks it up behind the net for the Vitos. They'll set up a breakout here on the power play. Max McKinnon quickly cross ice to Kaysen Cooling. Cooling shot. That one just wide. He's got a rocket. Now Cormier on the half wall. He's going to set up back to McKinnon. McKinnon looks for Livingstone cross ice, and now Livingstone turns and drives down wide. Back out top. McKinnon. He's going to take a shot in, and that one's covered up by Levat. 38 to go here on the man advantage for the Vitos. This top line on the man advantage staying back out there. Cutler, Cormier, McKinnon, Cooling, and their captain, Trip Livingstone. Penny works in on the draw here with Cutler. Cutler wins it back to McKinnon. McKinnon across to Livingstone. Livingstone sends one in, and that one's quickly covered up again by Levat. We'll get a redo of the face-off this time to the right-hand side of Daniel Levat. Cutler wins the draw back. McKinnon plays it across to Cormier on the half wall. Back to McKinnon. To Livingstone. Livingstone has one chip up into the middle of the ice, but McKinnon cross ice to Cooling, has one. He fans on that one, sends it back to the point. Cooling stops up. In his feet, down to Cutler. Cutler works in that shot off the pad of Levat. Team's back to even strength as Cooling has a shot, he scores. That's 2 on the night for number 22, and Kaysen Cooling, just after the power play ends, puts the Vitos up 5-2. Face off back out to center ice. Daigle on it for the Vitos. He wins that one back. Skips past the stick of Arbo. Arbo up the wall to Bellier. Bellier chips that one. Now Shanks on it. This one gets sent in deep. Bellier leaves it there for Daigle. Alexander Daigle. Back up, and now it's picked off by a Jet. Going to be a couple of penalties called on the play as well as the net comes off. Boys still barking on their way to the box. That's Luke Bellier. Luke Bellier and Seth Black in the box, 2 minutes each. Offsetting penalties. Both teams back out, 5 aside. Now Kaysen Cooling joining Luke Bellier back over in the box, so it will be a man advantage for the Jets as they send a man back out onto the ice for the whistle. And the net's still off down to the Jets' end. Another quick draw off the face-off, and we'll get another face-off here to the left of Riva Luca. Now it's back up the wall. This one's down low for Penny. Sends this one up top to Crawley. Crawley circles around in the offensive zone up top. Down to Penny. Penny tries to float one in, and Luca had to make sure he had that one. Has it in his glove. They'll hand it off to the linesman. We'll get a face-off here to the left of Riva Luca. 17:53 to go in the second period. 1:39 on the penalty to Casey Cooling. So offsetting penalties on the play. The extra 2 to Cooling. As the linesman gives a word to Guthrow. Face-off one back to Crawley at the point. His shot through, saved by Luca with the pad. Greeley tries to chip that one out, but not to the line exactly. Now it's back in. A chance for the Jets to get something going on the power play, but it's sent down the ice. And Levat plays it out. Dag tried to go in there on the forecheck for the Vitos, but now it's Greeley working in there, causing some trouble. He comes away with it and fires one back behind the net. Penny plays one back to McDonald. Now it's up the wall. This one's out of the reach of Crawley. Daigle has to quickly turn. He's got a man with him. That's Greeley. Daigle shot off the shoulder of Levat. And now it's out to neutral ice. Guthrow. He's going to stop up, make a move. He gets sent to the boards, but Penny tries to find the open man. That's Crawley. Now it's back to Guthrow. To McDonald. He's got time. Tries to send one through. Doesn't make its way to the net. Now it's Cormier. He's got it lost in his skates. He's spinning down there in the corner. Now Greeley. Off the wall. A high stick from Crawley, but that's negated by Alexander Dag. Dag working in. He's got 3 on him. He fires that one up the half wall, and Penny away for the Jets. The Jets walk in. Now this one's turned aside. Case and Cooling back out on the ice. 3-on-3 the other way for the Vitos. A chance in front. Cooling just off the side of the net. Now a penalty coming to the Jets. So Andrew Penny heading back to the box, along with Luc Bellier. Face off one back by the Vitos down into the offensive zone. McKinnon racing to keep this one in. He does on the half wall. Cooling tries to go back door to Alex Cutler. This one just hopped off his stick. Now Livingstone to the point to McKinnon, but it comes out. Now Livingstone working up the half wall to center ice. He's cutting in behind the net. Livingstone protects the puck and drops it there for Case and Cooling. Cooling around the top of the zone. He's going to work in, leave it there for Livingstone to McKinnon. Back to Livingstone at the top. Sends one through. It's off a stick and into the netting. 1:10 to go on the penalty to Penny. So some interesting calls here from the officials tonight. Bellier and Penny both in the box, but Penny with the extra 2. And a quick whistle off that draw. Greeley going to be kicked out of the face-off circle. Alexander Daigle will come back in. Dag, Greeley, Whitaker with Grayson Shanks and Sutter McQuaid out there on the man advantage right now for the Vitos. Whitaker to Shanks. Grayson Shanks walks in. Glove saved by Levat. Turn to the corner. Now Greeley down low. Had that one taken away from him. Shanks to Daigle. This one just squeaks past the line. And now Sutter McQuaid back with it. He drops it off for Shanks. Now Shanks has it in his feet. He's going to work it in. Drops for Dag. Dag walks in. Shot off a stick in front. This one doesn't get to the front of the net. Now it's behind the net. Players battling, and we'll get a face-off. 14:40 to go here in the second period. This draw will come to the right of Daniel Lavat. One back to McQuaid. Sutter McQuaid back to Grayson Shanks. Tried to look cross ice. Now he fires one back down low. Now Shanks on the half wall. He gets tripped up by Morrison. And now Whitaker can't keep this one inside the line. It's going to be sent back in by McDonald. And now McQuaid, he's going to race to it. Simmons pokes it in. Shanks up the wall to Whitaker. Penny is out of the box, and now Whitaker's away. He's going to take a shot in. This one's off the blocker, Lavat, and into the netting. 14 to go. So 23-8 so far. The shots in favor of the Vitos, heavily commanding the offense in this one. This draw one back all the way to the Vitos end. Godin will play it across to Arbo. Arbo back up the wall to Pearson, but that one's taken away, and now a chance in front. Simmons, his shot goes off the post, and now Francis down low. Can't get a good stick on it. Now it's Penny working it around, tries to wrap one. That was Simmons, excuse me. Now the Vitos breaking out. Chip down to the line. This one's at the wall. It's Ahern. He's getting pinned in. And now Simmons working away. He chips one in. He's held up at the line. And now Arbo, first on it. He evades the hit down there in the corner. Now a shot from Francis and tight. Gets turned aside by Luca on the rebound. And now it's into the corner. Arbo. He's going to be first to it. Flips one high and wide, out of play. And we're going to face off back down inside the Vito's end. Face off, won by the Jets, shot by Crawley's knocked off a shin pad. Now Cormier down low, sends it back up the wall. Cormier comes in to help. Now he's tied up down there with Lee. On the half wall, that's Greeley trying to get it out, and now it's back to McQuaid. McQuaid gonna take it behind the net, use some cover, finds a lane, and now he's away. Sutter McQuaid through the neutral ice, picks it up, and now Greeley's shot. That one is fanned on in the slot, and now it's back to the half wall. Cormier at the point. You're going to send one through, turned aside by Lavat. Now Greeley down. Guthrum working in down low. It's picked up down low by LeBlanc. He sends it out to the line, and Cormier keeps it in. Or so he thought. This one's offside at the line. 12:04 to go here in the second period. Face off one by the Jets. It's sent back out to neutral ice. Now Max McKinnon, a slick move there through a couple of Jets forecheckers, and now it's up to Cutler. Alex Cutler, he's got a man in front of the net. That's Livingstone, and that one's just chipped wide. Now Livingstone down low, plays the puck to himself. He flips this one back to the point. It skips by the stick of Tennyson Godin. Now it's back down low. McKinnon, first one on it. Takes a couple of cross checks down there from the Jets forwards, and now McKinnon gets into it. He's going to draw a penalty. Colton Butters to the box for head contact. It's a double minor, so we'll get 4 minutes or less of St. John Vito's power play time. Their top unit back on the ice one more time. Face off, won by the Vitos. Back to the line. Livingstone keeps it in. Cutler's held in. Cormier comes in to help out. Cormier back down the line to Cutler. Cutler working in. Cormier lets it go to Livingstone. Livingstone working in. He's going to send it across to Max McKinnon. McKinnon down low to Cooling. Cooling's got two. Tries for the third. Flips one on. Doesn't go. Now McKinnon tries to go back door to Cutler. This one's turned aside, and Livingstone picks it back up. Now McKinnon to Cooling. Cooling working in. His shot saved by Levat. Jam play at the front of the net. Levat looks like he's got it, but it's loose. Comes out. Livingstone just jams it wide. Now it's in front for Cooling. Cooling shot scores. There it is. 3 on the evening for Kason Cooling. He's got himself a hat trick, and the Vitos lead 6-2. A score update from Toronto. The Dodgers lead the Blue Jays 1-0 at the end of the second. We thank you for staying tuned in with us here on High Button Sports. Draw one by Dagg, back to Vito's end. Shanks will pick it up. Grayson Shanks. He's got speed. He's going to send one cross ice to Alexander Dagg. Dagg walking in. He's going to take some time. The Vito's still with 2 minutes of power play time to go due to the double minor on Colton Butters. This one skips past the stick of Grayson Shanks. He sends one deep into the corner. Now it's picked up by Whitaker. Whitaker tries to go upstairs. Now Whitaker back along the end wall. Tries to find a man in front. Tries to chip it to McQuaid. Now McQuaid back out front. His shot goes off the back of the net. Now it scoots to the point. There's Shanks. Shanks walks in. Glove saved by Levat. 9:56 to go in the second period. A minute 9 to go in the penalty to Colton Butters. 4 minutes for head contact. Face off won by the Vitos on the power play. Shanks sends it across to Daggle. Daggle works in, and that one's off into the netting. Good play there off the face-off. Tried to go cross ice. It's worked a couple of times. Worked for Kason Cooling once early in this game for his first. Now the Vito's back on it in the offensive zone, but this one's actually sent back up the wall by the Jets. Now the Vito's on it once more. Whitaker. He's got a man in front. Tries to shovel it on. Whitaker sends a shot through. Saved by Levat. Rebound into the corner. Whitaker tries to kick this one down. Godin in front. Sends a man coming in. McQuaid rips a shot, and that one goes over the net. Grayson Shanks will have to come back out, and he'll drop it for McQuaid. McQuaid to Whitaker. And now Whitaker with speed through neutral ice. He's going to send a pass to Grayson Shanks, who gets cut off. Now Shanks almost had a perfect feed from the point from Jake Arbo. Now both teams back to even strength. It's sent back down the wall. Whitaker cutting out with it, and now Butters out of the box. He's away. He's going to chip it deep and get on his horse on the chase. Sends a hit in there to Jake Arbo. Now it's back up the wall. This one comes out of the zone. Stevens unable to keep it. Now Penny down deep. Arbo had that one stripped from him. Francis in front to Guthrow, but that one's in the feet. Guthrow one more time, stick lifted. Some good defensive work there. A big hit coming, looks like a knee, and a penalty coming. And we'll wait for the Vito's trainer to make his way on the ice here. Looks to be Luke Bellier in some pain. Stevens will head off to the box, pleading his case to the referee. Stevens heads off to the wrong penalty box as Bellier makes his way back to his feet. Really favoring that right knee. We'll keep our eye on Luke Bellier. These two teams play back again tomorrow. It wouldn't be a surprise to me if Bellier sat that one out the way this one's going. Now a 4-minute double minor on the board for Stevens. The Vito's power play been lethal already tonight. We'll get another chance for the Vitos to come back out and get something going on the man advantage. They're already up by 4. And for the Jets, I would look at it as you can't take penalties against this Vito's team. They're going to make you pay. They've got too much individual skill out there with the extra ice. They've got guys that can move the puck, shoot the puck, and score from anywhere. Need to stay out of the box here at the Q-Plex. Now the penalty to Stevens knocked down to 2 minutes. As Cormier works it out, backdoor, Cooling scores. And just as I was talking about how deadly that Vito's power play can be, they proved me right. 7-2 for the Vitos. Case and Cooling. Have a night, won't ya? 4 for the kid. Now Ahern working in. He's got it in the corner. Case and Cooling has scored that goal 3 times this season, at least when I've been on the call here at the Q-Plex. He loves to work in on the half wall as Crawley works in. Shot saved by Luca. Cooling will work in off the half wall on that short side and turn and fire right along the ice. Most goaltenders not expecting it, expecting a shot upstairs, but Cooling able to find the hole every time as this one's chipped back up the wall. Pearson sends this one to the wall and now chipped on by Ahern. Ahern first on it. He's going to send one across the ice. This one intended for Pearson. He sends it back to Arbo. Arbo shot off his shin pad. Now Ahern back down low. Now Godin working in. He's got room out front. He tries to center one, but this one's taken away. Now Hudson Crawley away for the Jets. He gets taken off the puck by Godin. A good back check by number 17 in black. Now it's up the wall. A long pass away. This one intended for Pearson as well. Now the Jets, as they touch up, it'll be up the wall from Greeley. And Greeley sends it in. He's working to the net. Poke checked away from Lavat. Now LeBlanc sends this one around the wall. Goes back to the point to Shanks. Shanks on the half wall. Back to Arbo. Arbo's shot tipped in front by Greeley. No high stick on the play, and now it's back to the line. Kept in by Shanks. LeBlanc taken away down low, and now it's chip to Lee on the half wall. He can't get a good stick on that one. Back down low. Taken in front. This one from Gormley. Now a tripping call coming to the Vitos. They'll go off to the box. And Greeley knows exactly where to go. Gets his skates in the stick of LeBlanc. LeBlanc to the ice, and we'll head down to the Vitos end for the third Jets power play of the game. Shots 33-12 for the Vitos. Still 5:40 to go in the second period. Draw won by the Vitos. Max McKinnon picking it up shorthanded down the ice, and that one will go 200 feet. Picked up behind the net by Stevens. He slaps it all the way around to Butters. Now Colton Butters picks it up at the half wall, leaves it there. It's almost taken away by Talon Pearson. And now chance the other way for the Vitos, working in. Shot saved by Levat. He drops it there for Pemberton. Pemberton behind the net. A soft pass, and now back across for Pemberton. Sidney Pemberton breaks this one out to neutral ice. Now the Jets back to corral it in the defensive zone. Pemberton sends one cross ice. Pearson first one on it, and he'll push this one past the line back into the Jets' end. They'll have to regroup. Now it's up the wall. This one almost taken away at center. Up to McDonald. McDonald going to send a shot in. That one goes wide. Penny first on it for the Vitos. He's got it down low. Works around the net. Penny drops for McDonald. McDonald in front. That one just sitting there in the front of the crease. Riva Luca able to turn this one aside and get this one to safety. Now it's Butters down to McDonald. McDonald's shot off the pad of Luca into the corner. Referee in the way, and now the Jets able to keep that one in, and now it'll be turned over and saved one more time by Riva Luca. We're going to face off here to the left of Riva Luca. 3:48 to go. Face off won by the Vitos. It's sent all the way around the ice as Greeley pops back out. We're back to even strength. McDonald sends a quick one back around, but it's off his skate and back to him. Now it's up the wall. This one's taken away. Smith McNeil first one on it. He backhands one up the ice. Going to be kept in by the Vitos. Now it's to the net. Cutler had that one in his feet. Now a chance away for Penny. But this one skipping over his stick. Battle for it down low. Penny tried to center that one out front. And now it's up the wall. Livingstone's away. He tried to shoot past the blue line, and that puck got kept in by McDonald. Cormier takes a cross check there on the half wall. Now Livingstone works in off the bar. Back the other way for Penny. Walking in. Penny shot saved by Luca. .250 to go here in the second frame here. The bottom of the third in Toronto. Still 1-0 for the Dodgers. Once again, we thank you for being tuned in with us here on High Button Sports. Now, Tennyson Godin drops it back for Jake Arbo. Nice play defensively there to reverse in the defensive zone. The puck taken away at the half wall, back on the stick of Alexander Daigle. He sends that one into his bench. A little friendly fire. Says, sorry, coach, won't do that again. So we're going to face off back outside the Vito's line. Face off one back to Jake Arbo. He'll send one up the wall. This one on the stick of LeBlanc. He'll send one out to the line. Arbo picks it up. Now it's up the wall. A chance for the Vito's breaking in. Now Arbo at the slot. Saved by Lavat. Turned aside. Backhanded on, and now that's in. Second of the game for Sam Whitaker. Now we've got a couple of Vitos with multi-goal games. It's 8-2. Face off one back by the Vitos. Sent across to McDonald. He sends one up the ice. Now Crawley trying to break in and get a shot on net. This one sails over the net around the glass, kept in by McDonald. And now Lee. He tried to drop this one down into the corner to Crawley, but this one gets sent down the ice by the Vitos. McDonald there to corral it. Sent back around the wall. McDonald picks it up, chips it up the wall to Lee, but Vito's first on it. Ahern had that taken away from him. Now Crawley had that slashed off his stick. Talon Pearson in there for the Vitos. Centers one to Ahern, and it's in. Sean Ahern picks up the pass from Talon Pearson right out front. Makes no mistake. 9-2 Vitos. Face off one by the Vitos, chipped ahead, and now sent down deep. Battle behind the Cape Breton net. This one sent down the ice, taking a whack off the leg of the referee, which will stop it up there at the blue line and get sent back in. Butters gives a check there to Greeley. And now it's reversed back around the wall. Butters is there again. Butters up the wall. Now another chance for a regroup here for the Jets. LeBlanc sends this one in. Man takes a tumble at the red line, and now it's back for Penny. As this second period comes to a close, Vito is one away from double digits. We'll be back on the High Button Sports in about 10 to 15. We'll be back after this.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross and Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross and Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross and Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross and Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross and Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross and Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross and Sons, scrap metal made simple.
Welcome back for third period action between the Cape Breton Jets and the St. John Vitos. If you've been watching the World Series, thank you for tuning back in to High Button Sports. Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Kevin Gosman, a pitcher's duel in Toronto tonight, but this game, a little bit of a different story. 9-2, the Vitos lead it at the start of the third period. This one's sent into the Jets' end. Good move by Butters, up the wall to McDonald. McDonald pokes that one through and fights off McKinnon. Now Godin backhands one up the wall to Greeley. And Greeley tried to chip that one through, gets turned aside by Stevens. And Rivaluka will come out to play it. McKinnon working the puck up through the middle of the ice. We've seen him do this before. McKinnon drops it back. This one finds Godin finally at the point. McKinnon tried to chop at that one. It's taken away, and now it's back for Godin. Max McKinnon works his way up, tries to send one to the line. It's chipped in. A long pass up the wall. This one into the feet of Penny. Back up the glass. Penny met there by Jake Garbo, and now it's back to Smith McNeil. He winds that one down the wall. Now Grayson Shanks picks it up, leaves it for Alexander Daigle. A good move made by Daigle in front of the net. A risky area. Now Arbo sends it across to Daigle. Daigle up through the middle of the ice. Another risky pass, and now Penny breaking in. Tried to slot one through to Smith McNeil. And now Daigle one more time. He's going to chip one out. Now a great chance on a short-handed rush. Now a chance the other way for the Jets. Linesmen say no icing. Penny racing in on there with Sutter McQuaid. McQuaid throws it up the boards. McNeil tries to go back door. His pass taken away. Daigle has that one go through his skates. He's going to burn by Pemberton. Pemberton gets the best of him, and Daigle goes behind the net. Now it's back up the wall to McQuaid. McQuaid leaves it there for Whitaker, whose shot goes wide. Whitaker's got two already in this one. And now a long pass kept in at the point by Cormier. Cormier's shot off the pad in front, bouncing puck. 2 or 3 rebounds turned aside by Levat. Now it's finally back to McQuaid. McQuaid shot off the back of the heel of Whitaker. Now Daigle fires one on, quickly turned aside and cleared out of the crease. A shot from way out from McQuaid, gets gloved by Levat. 16:55 to go in this third frame. The Vitos throwing 40 shots tonight so far at Daniel Levat, 16 the other way on Rivaluka. Face off one by the Vitos. It's down to Cormier. Cormier has it down low. He's going to send it around the wall. Smith McNeil tries to poke that one through. It gets left down there in the corner. Now a shot from Cutler is saved by Levat. Vitos win this draw. A quick shot by McQuaid off the face-off gets turned aside. And now Cormier looking in there for an offensive chance for himself. Whitaker tries to fire this one to the net. Doesn't make it. McQuaid fires one through. Levat almost lost control of that one. Cormier keeps it in, bangs it down low. Cormier trying to pin himself to the wall and keep that one in. It scoots by and gets back down deep. Levat comes out and plays it, negates the icing, and now McDonald. Back around to Hudson Crawley. This one turned aside, a shot going over the net. This one high and wide. And now it's up the half wall. Lee Tried to play it to Guthrow in front for Crawley. He's in just wide of the net. This one rolled off the heel of his stick. And now a chance away for the Vitos. Cutler across to Whitaker. Whitaker's pass is picked up out of the skates by LeBlanc. That one's worked in offside. 15:41 to go in this one. We'll get a face-off right outside the Vitos' end. Ward with Morrison and Francis out there for the Jets. Francis, like I said earlier, would love to see him use his body. He's got one of the biggest frames out here. Could definitely make a difference. Face off, one back by the Jets. LeBlanc sends it in. Now Riva Luca almost mishandles it behind the net. It's taken away. The Vitos are away. That's Trip Livingstone. He's got a chance to break in. He's got Cooling with him. Livingstone shot off the pad. Now a chance for Francis. He's away. Puck taken away by Riva Luca. Sent behind the net. Francis swipes at that one behind the net. He sends a shot into Max McKinnon. Down low to Francis. This one squeaks past his skates, and now it's up the wall. Vito's away. Taken away by LeBlanc. Now LeBlanc drags to the net. This one's off the chest area of Riva Luca. Now back the other way for Livingstone. He's got speed. Makes a move on his own man, but this one's turned aside at the line. Now McKinnon. He's got room. Yeah, this one's worked in offside. Max McKinnon plays it to the line, and we'll get a face-off once again, 14:37 to go. Now Arbo down the wall. McDonald sends it around to Ward. Back down to Black. Black sends it around to McDonald. Now it's picked up by Butters. Butters taking his time, going to work behind the net. Sends one back up the wall. Now McDonald there to pick it up. Back to Black. To McDonald. McDonald way up the ice. Tried to hit Lee. This one past his stick. And they'll beat him to it. That's an icing on the call. 13:58 here to go in the third period. 9-2 in favor of the Vitos a score. 44-16 on the shots. Face off to the right of Hudson Levac. Parker Lee gets kicked out of the draw. Seth Black will come in to take this one for the Jets. Black wins it back, and away go the Jets. McDonald and Lee. Lee down there on the offensive forecheck. He's taken down, and now Shanks working it up. Now that pass gets taken away, but stick gets chopped out of the hands, and now some shoving behind the net. McDonald in there with Jake Arbo. Now Pearson and Greeley heading to the box for the Vitos. Trip Livingstone assessing the situation out top with the referees as Sidney Pemberton comes over to get a word. So Greeley and Pearson in there for roughing, 2 minutes each. This one's one behind the net. McDonald in there for at least 2 himself. We've got some action working in. Dagler with a shot. He's turned aside by Levat. Good rush by Dagler working in offensively, driving wide and getting the 45th shot on net tonight for the Vitos. Face off one down low. Penny comes in to give a bump on Dagler. Smith McNeil back down low. Now this one's poked to center. Long pass back out. Now a chance away for the Vitos. It's Dag walking in. His shot glove saved by Levat. This one definitely getting heated, tension getting raised, even though the score so lopsided. I think it starts from the beginning of the game. The Vito is very good at getting under the skin of the other team. That starts all the way from warm-up. Go back to the start of this stream. Watch the Vitos control the line and patrol it all the way through the first 10 minutes of warm-up. You'll see why. Down low. Dag back out to McQuaid. McQuaid shot off the pant leg and it's in. Vito's still addressing who's going to lead the flyby. The shot by Sutter McQuaid went off a pant leg in front. Not sure who got the final touch, but that'll put the Vitos up to double digits. Crawley wins a face-off. This one's just to the left of me. A good catch. Face-off will come right in front of us here at the glass. Crawley picks it up at neutral ice. He can't get a good stick on it. He gets a hit from Max McKinnon. And now a chance away for Whitaker. He finds a man in front working in. Now Crawley picks it up. He's got speed. He's going to work his way through center. Hudson Crawley finds a man across. That's Guthrow. His shot goes over the net. Now a chance for Stevens working in. Blocker saved by Riva Luca. Now Godin sends one through the middle of the ice. Picked up again by Pemberton. And now Stevens behind the net. Parker Lee picks it up for the Jets. He has that pass taken away from him. A couple of confused defenders down there behind the Cape Breton net. Guthrow will play it to Lee. Lee, cross ice to Hudson Crawley. Crawley working in. He's got a chance. Shot. Looks to be saved by Luca. Whistle on the play as Crawley goes crashing into the end boards. Face-off coming to the right of Riva Luca. 11-12 on the clock. And another pass flipped way up. A couple of good catches up here in the stands tonight. Might be because everyone's tuned into the World Series trying to make it look like they're Dalton Varsho out there. But hey, whatever works. Jake Garbo picks it up behind the net. Flips one off the glass. Almost out of third, out of play. Arbo behind his back, chipped out by Cooling. Now Francis turns that one over, and now Cooling's away. Case and Cooling on it behind the net. Trying to find a man out front. That one picked off by Francis. He plays it ahead for Ward. Ward to Francis. Francis working in. Shot just goes wide. Now Black at the point. He sends it back down deep. He's got to retreat as man comes out. Grayson Shanks tries to play that one across to Trip Livingstone. Taken away. This one comes around to Morrison. Morrison tries to flip this one out. It's Francis. He's one-on-one. Gets the puck taken away from him. Livingstone tried to take a pass in the neutral ice. He's on it in the offensive zone. Gets chipped outside the line. This one back in. Livingstone ahead. Chips one ahead to Grayson Shanks. Shanks working in. This shot goes high, wide over the net. Back into the corner. Working out is McQuaid. His shot off the paddle of that. The Jets will clear this one over the stick of Grayson Shanks down to Riva Luca. It'll go wide of the net. No icing on the call. Grayson Shanks takes a big hit down in the corner. Awkward fall into the end wall, and a tap given from McDonald. Play back down the other way, and now finally a call on the play. Grayson Shanks getting up and under his own power. McDonald will be called on the play as one McDonald leaves the box. Another McDonald will enter. Power play coming for the Vitos. Trip Livingstone awaiting the final call outside the half circle at center ice. Be a boarding call to McDonald. 2 minutes. Ahern, Greeley, Pearson, Godin, and Arbo out there for the Vitos, giving their top unit a little bit of rest tonight. Out there a couple of times, converted on a couple of power plays already. Case and Cooling making the most of this night. And now the Vito's second unit will get to work with Godin picking up that one behind the net. Up the wall. This one's just out of the reach, but Greeley picks it up, and Pearson's back on it. Out of the wall, and now it's back down the ice. Luca out to play it for the Vitos. Drops it there for Godin. Godin makes a move around his man, and now Talon Pearson picks it up at the half wall. He sends one cross ice to Sean Ahern, jumps over his stick and sent back down. Chance for Penny, working in. Penny makes a move, taken away from Arbo. And now Jake Arbo, his pass gets picked off by Penny once more. One of the more active Cape Breton Jets tonight. Now it's worked back up the wall to center. Ahern working in. Back to the point. Greeley down low. Back to Arbo. Arbo fans on his shot. Tries to play it across, and Penny's got a chance all the way. He's in all alone. Penny. Shot. Scores. Andrew Penny picks up the loose puck. He had one heck of a shift. Worked his tail off. Ends up with a puck in the back of the net. It's 10-3. Face off, won by the Jets. They'll work it back down into the Vito's end. Now Cormier across the top of the slot to McKinnon, down back to Cormier. Cormier sends a shot through blocker to side. Now back to the point to McKinnon. McKinnon to Cormier, works in, tries to send one through. He was held up there by Black. Now both teams back to even strength. Back down. McKinnon opening up at the top. He's going to spin. McKinnon working down in. Still has it. Works it down low into the corner. Max McKinnon. Now it's kept in again by the Vito's. 3 Jets in there trying to work it loose. Now it's back to the point. Cormier, his shot over the net. In front. A bobbling puck goes to McKinnon. McKinnon in front. Turned aside by Levat. Now a saucer pass down low. Goes on the stick of the Jets. Back now to the point. McKinnon sends one low. Now it's off the wall. Back out to Pearson. Pearson can't corral that one. McKinnon skating up through center. Evades a hit, and now Crawley takes it from him. Hudson Crawley working in. Shot goes wide. Now Lee back to Pemberton at that point. His shot goes into the corner. McDonald picks it up, and now Sutter McQuaid working up for the Vitos. He's got time and space. He's going to work it in, but that one's offside. 5:43 to go in this third period. Face-off will come back outside the line. Bottom of the 6th. Still 1-1 between the Jays and Dodgers. This one is won by the Vitos. Pemberton on his stick out front. Gets cleared to the line, but not out. McQuaid back down low. Pearson tried to put it down low on the stick of Cutler, but it's taken away, and now Crawley has it. Drops it back for Lee. Lee has a hop over his stick. Tried to center one off the stick of Pearson. Sam Whitaker tried to take that one out the zone himself, but it's sent back in. McDonald sends it in around the wall, and Tennyson Godin there. Cutler tries to drive, and now Crawley has a chance in front again. Crawley taken down, and that one goes wide. McDonald, has that one around the wall. Now McQuaid in there with Crawley. This one gets chipped past the line. It'll be Francis back for the Jets to pick it up. Long pass up for Crawley. Breaking in. Crawley tried to feed it in front for Guthrow, but now it's back up the other way. The Vitos 3-on-2. Shot coming in. This one rebound in front. Turned aside by Levat. Off the wall. Tried to hit Ward. Now Francis walking in. Francis thought he was going to fire that one. That kid's got a laser. Now it's off the wall. Black keeps it in. Now it's out front. Ward backhanded on. That's saved by Riva Luca. 16 stops so far tonight on 19 shots for Luca. 40 of 50 tonight for Levat. Although I guess some of those came with Caleb Stronitis in the net. Now Black picks it up, spins back across for Stevens. Stevens up the wall to Francis. He chips this one out. Center ice. Ward can't get it. It's back in by the Vitos. Now Francis up the wall once more. Chip to center. McDonald or Morrison gets bumped off that one. Pearson behind the net. to the side of the net. Luca keeps that one out, and now it's going to be flipped to center ice. Offside by Greeley, and the Vitos will stop up. We'll get an offside face-off called. 2:45 to go here in the third period. Face-off won by the Jets. LeBlanc sends it back to McDonald. McDonald, long pass out. This one squeaks by everybody. It'll be down the ice. McKinnon there to pick it up. No icing on the play. Max McKinnon. 2.5 to go. Starts from behind his own net. Now it's up the wall. Tried to hit the man in front. Taken away, and that one goes over the net on the backhand. Sutter McQuaid picks it up for the Vitos. Up the wall. Blocking in that shot off the shin pad. Now the Jets trying to clear this one of their own zone. They elect to hold it to the wall. 1:45 to go. McDonald behind his own net. Sends it back around to Butters. Butters picks it up. Now, Max McKinnon sends it across to Arbo. Or McQuaid, excuse me. McQuaid up to McKinnon, or Whitaker. Now Ahern back down there for it for the Vitos. Penny racing up. He's got the last goal for the Jets. Racing to the net. Rebound to the left there, and that's turned aside by Riva Luca. That one off the post. A late shot. Net comes off, and we'll get a face-off in the Vito's end to the left of Riva Luca. 57 to go. 10-3 the score. Both these teams back at it tomorrow morning. 11 a.m. right here on High Button. Cormier has it behind the net. He's going to make a move on his man. Chips it out to center. Now it's worked in all alone. Sends to the corner. Now picked up by Ahern. Smith McNeil, first one on it there for the Vito, or the Jets. It's worked in deep. Stevens having some trouble with that one. Pemberton on it now. Pemberton up the wall. This one goes cross ice, taken away by Godin. And Godin works in with a man offside, never touched the puck. Still called at the line with 15 to go. Cutler and Guthrow on the draw. 15 to go, and it's back to Stevens. Stevens. Back to Pemberton. Pemberton will send one down the ice. 4 to go. Shot saved by Luca. And the time will expire here in the third period. A 10-3 win for the St. John Vitos over the Cape Breton Jets. We thank you for tuning in to High Button Sports for this one. We'll be back tomorrow morning with some more Vitos action. 11 a.m. right here from the Q-Plex as these two teams face off one more time. We'll be back tomorrow on High Button Sports. Thanks for tuning in.